This original WSRE presentation is made possible by viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to the latest edition of Pensacola State Today. I'm your host, Sherri Hemminghaus Weeks. We're so glad you've chosen to spend some time with us today to learn more about all of the great things going on at Pensacola State College. On our show today, we'll be talking about what a fantastic year 2017 has been at the school. And later, we will also discuss the important topics of cybersecurity and information technologies and how the school is on top of the game there. We extend a special welcome to all of our guests today. First up, President of Pensacola State College, Dr. Ed Meadows. He's here to tell us about the wonderful year that Pensacola State College has had. And then later in our broadcast, we'll be joined by a student enrolled in the area of cybersecurity and also some of PSC's expert instructors in information technologies and cybersecurity will also join our program. So we want to welcome first Dr. Meadows. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, Sherri. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. And it has been quite a stellar year. So you know everything that's happened. I'm excited to hear for the next few minutes about what's been going on. Really big things.
Well, we had a very good year, as you said, particularly in national recognitions and quality awards. For example, we won the prestigious Bellwether Award awarded through the Futures Assembly. Out of an initial field of 2,500 colleges, our virtual tutoring program was first in the top 10 finalists and then actually won the Bellwether Award. There's only been 4 colleges in the state of Florida since 1958 this award has been given. So to be one of the 4 colleges over that long period of time to be recognized nationally for an instructional program is quite a feat. So, and then very unusual, we were nominated for 2018 to apply for the Bellwether Award in 2018, and our mobile training unit, Welding in Century, which has put a very large number of unemployed individuals in the Century area to work in welding, was nominated, and lo and behold, we're in the top 10 national finalists for that as well. So 2 years in a row, being not only in the top 10 but having won last year. So we're anxious to see this spring what happens with the Futures Assembly and where our welding program ends up with the Bellwether finalist. The most important thing, other than being recognized nationally, is that the virtual tutoring program has helped students complete their degrees, and the welding program has put people to work. And so that's what we're all about. We're all about student success.
So that's first, and then you get these awards. That's just icing on the cake.
Icing on the cake.
Yeah.
And for example, U.S. News and World Report this year ranked us fourth in top public colleges for the southern region. And we were ranked 11th nationally for best schools for veterans, 28th overall for all colleges in the South. That includes both public and private. So we're very proud of the fact that the criteria they use are the things that are most important for us in helping students be successful, and that's retention rate, a graduation rate, low cost. For example, we are in the top 1% in affordability according to the nationally, according to the U.S. Department of Education, and transferability and also employment after you complete at Pensacola State. So, those hit all of our mission points, and it's certainly nice to be recognized by U.S. News and World Report for doing the right things for our students and in our community. In talking about doing the right thing, our athletic program is very strong in the sports that we play, but we make it very clear that our athletes are students first. And for example, this past year, we had 7 of our student athletes ranked by the National Junior College Athletic Association as Academic All-Americans.
Wow.
And 4 of those earned the very highest academic award given by the NJCAA. Graphic design students continue to just wipe out the field of competition at the local level and have won 2 Silver National Addy Awards and 10 District Addy Awards this past year. U.S. Department of Education, continues to recognize us, as I said, in the top 1%, and we were actually ranked 22nd in the nation as most affordable. We ranked 3rd among the 28 colleges in our system by schools.com as again, the same criteria: retention rates, graduation rates, transfer rates, and low cost. So we're very proud of the fact that Military Times and GI Jobs have recognized us for the past several years as being military friendly. About 19% of our students are either active military veterans or dependents of veterans and active military personnel. So our armed services forces that are along the khaki coast look to us to provide degrees and certifications.
That's wonderful.
We have a very generous community, $100,000 endowment from the Wentfoot Foundation this year for scholarships. And then Penn Air Federal Credit Union provided $100,000 endowment this year, and we named one of our classrooms in the library the Penn Air room, and they're actually going to do financial literacy free to our students and to the public from that classroom. So we've had a very generous community. We just had a holiday grand last night where we had over 150 people, friends of the college, come and view the different programs at the college and taste the fine food from our culinary program. So we indeed have had a very good year. We're looking forward to another great year in 2018, and we've hit the ground running with top 10 nomination finalists for the Bellwether Award.
So excited to hear about that.
So we're starting out on a very good footing for another great year.
It's great to see that the community is involved and comes in and sees what happens, because it only benefits the entire community to have Pensacola State College here.
Well, as you said, the nice thing about the Friends of the College and the community, it's widespread, very good understanding of what we do in terms of helping prepare the workforce and also helping students transfer or stay here for our baccalaureate degree programs that you'll be talking about in the cyber program coming up.
Yes, we're excited to talk about that. And very briefly wanted to ask you about, we had a big groundbreaking, the Charles Lamar Studio?
Well, we're going to have in February.
Okay, coming.
We're getting ready to landscape that facility, but that is a state-of-the-art facility for the art gallery that has all of the makings to be nationally certified or accredited as a regional art gallery. And thanks to the 3 families of the Switzers and the Bailey and the Lamars giving us a $1 million gift that we matched, we were able to construct that facility this past year. So we're looking forward to the groundbreaking and the official opening of our new Charles W. Lamar studio.
That's exciting. So good things ahead in 2018.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on and telling us about that, Dr. Meadows, and we'll look forward to getting with you again soon to find out what's going on.
Be happy to come back.
Thank you so much. Well, in our next segment, we will be discussing the need for cybersecurity in our world today and how the college is addressing that need. We'll be back with Pensacola State Today on WSRE TV, PBS for the Gulf Coast. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Pensacola State Today. Joining our program now, Christopher G. Tenney. Chris is a student who is winding down his AS in cybersecurity, and Chris is just beginning to work on his BAS at the college in cybersecurity as well. And also William D. Kelly, an instructor in information technologies, along with Morris Buchanan, who is department head for mathematics and computer science. So we want to thank all of you for being with us to talk about this today. I tell you, it's an important topic, and it seems like every time I turn on the news, I hear about another cyber attack or some crime or some data breach or something that's happened, and you think, oh no, what do I do now? I shopped there. What do we do? So this is huge, and Pensacola State College was one of the first colleges to address this?
Yeah, it's one of the first state colleges, was the first state college in Florida to address this with a cybersecurity program, bachelor program. So.
And that was 5 years ago.
Yes,
right.
Yes it is.
And so people are starting to realize that it's time to get on board with this.
Oh yes, very much so. And when you look at that, the statistics bear this out. I believe it's supposed to be $6 trillion in damages by 2021 are what they are estimating, making cyber crimes more profitable than all of the major illegal drug trades combined. That's just unbelievable. You may remember earlier this year the WannaCry ransomware. Well, that's going to cause $5 billion in damages in just 2017, increasing that amount over 1,400% in just 2 years.
1,400%.
Unbelievable. As a mathematician, I even had to go back and double check that and checked it with other mathematicians just to make sure I wasn't goofing something up. It's just unbelievable.
And how do we address this as people that aren't going to be in crime-related industries?
Well, one of the things that that we're trying to do is to make sure that we have got the students trained, and we have got a workforce which is able to handle such situations that are occurring. One of the things that's going on right now, you might have remember about a year ago, Pensacola was named in the TechHire Initiative, and making us one of those communities. We work together with some of the local businesses, collaborate with them, so that we can make sure and train students, prepare them, and have a workforce ready to
handle this situation.
Yeah, to handle that situation.
Yeah.
The idea is that that particular initiative was designed to work for veterans, for minorities, as also those that are economically depressed, and gives them the skill set they need to work in these jobs, because these are good jobs. These are good jobs for any area, but especially for our area.
Well, and they're jobs that are definitely needed. William, let's talk about how you're working with this situation and how your department is helping.
Well, students come here and maybe they have no experience in IT, and we give them, as opposed to other places they could go, hands-on experience. So folks are able to do exactly what the employers want the first day, which is work with customers. Can you set up a server? Can you put hardware in the server? And what I hear a lot of times from employers is, can you provide that end-to-end application connectivity? That's what's so important. And so we train people to have the hands-on, but also it's economically efficient for students to come here. And while they're here, we try to get them job placement. So Chris has that hands-on experience. He's one of our current students finishing a program. Chris, what was your experience having come here, gone through the hands-on, and how did that help you get a job with App River?
I think that was actually played an integral part for me to actually gain employment at App River. It's one of the premier cybersecurity companies here in the Gulf Coast. I wouldn't say I was totally computer illiterate before I started the program, but I was definitely more of a casual user. Having that experience, just showing up to that interview saying, hey, I've actually worked on the equipment before, I'm able to speak intelligibly to our customers, my peers as well. I mean, it's worth its weight in gold. It's great to know how the systems work, but actually having been there and actually configured the devices and things like that, it really makes a difference. I mean, it makes you that much more marketable. It really makes you an asset.
Well, and you're finishing up an associate's degree and you're getting ready to work on a bachelor's degree. That'll make you even more employable?
Absolutely, 100%. It's a big step in coming from a totally different career path. I'm a little bit later in life student. I'm 30 years old now, so I'm not straight out of high school or anything like that. Pensacola State's been phenomenal with me to be able to schedule classes that I need. I'm a full-time student, and also I work full-time as well, and also have responsibilities outside of work and school that I have to tend to, and it's been an amazing experience to be able to take on everything and actually have the staff work with me to make that happen.
Sounds
really
like
grateful.
awesome support
Absolutely.
from the school.
And going hands in hands, when I hear the word marketing, you also think about how to market yourself, not just with a degree, but with a certification.
Absolutely.
So we offer a number of certifications here that go hand in hand, and they really validate the experience that you're getting, the hands-on experience. Employers want to know, can we put you to work right away with that customer? The certification gives us a level playing field that says you can compete with anybody in the world with a certification. So we offer, for instance, all of the different domains that students would need to get the CISP. And even though we don't offer the CISP, it's something students could take when they finish. And we offer a number of other certifications as well, but those certifications add value to the degree.
Absolutely.
It's not just a certification that you studied online and you got that all by itself, but you have a degree with it. It says that you have the, if I can say, the stick-to-itiveness to get a degree, and you want that working in small communities. A classroom is a community. So you work in that small community. Now when you go out to the job market, what's the first thing? Well, what experience do you have? You've got the hands-on, you've got the certification, and you've worked in a community of like-minded people, other people that are interested in IT. In every one of my classes, the students are excited about IT. They're excited about learning, and now you're going to another community with the same type of people. So it's an easier transition for the students.
It sounds like an awesome environment to be in, and what a up and coming environment. I mean, we're there. In some areas we're catching up, not here, but in other areas of the country. But to have this in this community is pretty amazing.
It certainly is. Certainly is. We really have been positioned quite well with the industries, with the large and small businesses locally. Even with some of the government agencies here, to make this a real excellent place for this industry, not just to exist, but really to thrive and to grow and to be a leading economic power for this area also.
So if somebody is watching that is interested, PSC makes it easy for somebody to get involved and get going on a degree like
100%.
this.
Right. We have several programs. Right now we have 3 active programs. For someone that wants to get their basic education out of the way and then get into cybersecurity, we have an AS in cybersecurity and an AS in cyber forensics. Big difference is one of them keeps people protected. The other one is after something has happened. The cyber forensics does the investigation. And then we're offering currently another degree, a 4-year degree in cybersecurity, but in January we'll offer the cyber forensics degree for the first time. That's a 4-year degree as well. So we got 4 different choices for folks.
Lots of stuff coming up. Well, we've got many more things to talk about, so we're going to take a quick break and talk about so many different degrees to discuss. And we're going to take that break and come back and talk more about what makes the Pensacola State College degrees in cybersecurity and information technology so unique, appealing, and necessary. You're watching Pensacola State Today on WSRE TV. We're glad you're with us, and we will return right after these messages. Welcome back to Pensacola State Today. We're talking about cybersecurity and the programs available at Pensacola State College. We're continuing our discussion with William Kelly, an information technologies instructor at PSC, Morris Buchanan, who is department head of mathematics and computer science at the college, and cybersecurity student Christopher Tenney. So we've had some interesting discussion both on camera and off camera about this whole situation. Lots going on. One thing to help us please understand is the difference between cybersecurity and forensics.
Okay, a bit of an oversimplification, but cybersecurity is the idea of how can we prevent a crime from occurring. Like say I have a bicycle, I want to lock it up so that nobody steals it. Cyber forensics, I walk out, my bicycle is missing. What's happened? Was it a crime? How do I go about trying to recover it? That is the basic oversimplified difference. But that is such an important thing for today because people all over are facing situations where they need to make sure their data is secure and safe, or maybe they have been a victim of one of these cyber crimes.
And PSC's launching a new program?
Yes, yes. We are starting. It will officially kick off in the fall of 2018, and that is the cyber forensics. So that will be geared along the lines of helping to investigate why these things have occurred and who's responsible, things along those lines to help.
Very important to know. And I understand that there are more jobs out there in these areas than there are people to fill them. And that's why we're here and talking about these degrees and certifications.
Very, very much so. The jobs are supposed to be just unbelievable, the number of unfilled things. And one of the things that we do, we've got the certifications to help with that.
And
William?
our program has 17 certifications, roughly evenly split between the first 2 years and the second 2 years. But in the first 2 years, students would go through Project Plus, Security Plus, Cisco, so they would go through computer networking. And then the second 2 years, if they go on to one of the bachelor programs, they would go into some advanced project management, some advanced Cisco, Mile 2 certifications, and everything that Mr. Buchanan just mentioned about cybersecurity and cyber forensics splits off into different certifications to support those different areas. And Chris, what helps you coming to PSC in terms of the certifications?
Basically, for the degree audit, part of it is actually doing those Cisco certifications. Cisco is that gold standard when it comes to networking in the industry right there. So you're going to be set up for CCNA. We also have what's called the CCNA Security, which is one of those top tier security certifications that you're going to want to have. Security Plus as well. I know this is all sounds very technical and the acronyms and everything make it a little bit tough to follow, but Security Plus, I think if you're to go online and just do a job search for any IT-related job, you're going to find that one of those prerequisites is going to be actually having that Security Plus certification. Pensacola State goes out of the way to make sure that you actually have the know-how, you understand the information that's going to be on that certification exam. So when you do take that cert, you pass, and in turn you're going to become a much more marketable employee. And when it comes time for advancement, that's definitely going to be looked into.
Chris, that's a good point about people researching, even before they get into a program, what are the requirements? What are employers looking for? And you look at certain certifications, and there's probably thousands of certifications out there, but you want to get the ones that are going to be relevant to you. For instance, we have the Cisco certification. And we're not going to go into all the acronyms, but what's important about it is, why is a certification important and not just a degree? Our world has really flipped around, where in the past people want to go to college, they want to get a degree, and that is important. That's important because the certs now go with that degree, and it gives you the skills to go out and immediately get involved in the marketplace and start working with customers. But if you look at the certifications, what does it really mean? It means that if somebody is in Singapore, if somebody is in Moscow, if somebody is here in Pensacola and they take a Cisco certification, there's a level playing field. They may take it in another language, but they're in a level playing field. So you can't look at a transcript from college and find out, did you have a good professor? Was this a really tough class? Did you get everything you were supposed to in History 101? But when you take a certification, this levels the playing field no matter where you are in the world.
Absolutely.
So you have Cisco, that's valuable, just like you said.
So there are standards involved with all of these.
Absolutely.
There are.
Yeah, makes you a lot more marketable. What would you say to people who are thinking of going into the area about PSC? What makes the college special?
It can be a little bit daunting at first. There is going to be a big learning curve for it, but just know that the professors that you're going to be studying under, instructors and everything, some of them have 20, 30 years experience in the field. If you take your role as a student seriously, they'll do everything that they can in their power to make sure they're going to propel you forward. They want to see you succeed. It's the class is relatively small, so I mean, there's been instances where I had to go meet Mr. Buchanan face-to-face, and I was sitting in front of him later that day. It was awesome. I'm able to talk to my department head that day. Don't have to schedule an appointment weeks out or anything like that. And we solved an issue I had scheduling-wise that day as well. So, I mean, it's great. There's really a good student-instructor interaction. They really do care about you, and the coursework is just phenomenal. And like I said, it's that hands-on that really makes a difference, I think. You're actually going in there, you're working with the equipment that's going to be found out in the field. It's huge. It makes a giant difference. It's great to know why something works, but it's actually great to know how to actually implement it and configure it. It really does make you a great employee. It makes you a valuable asset out in the workforce.
Absolutely.
And our instructors work in small class sizes directly with the students. Just like Chris said, there's no teaching assistants. We are primarily a teaching college. And the people here enjoy teaching. That's why we're here. I enjoy teaching my area. So I work hands-on with the students to make sure they have the skills they need. That's one of the many reasons that people choose PSC.
Well, and we're letting the cat out of the bag here because we're telling everybody about it, and we want to let even more people know. I was asking, with the news the way it is and all the different attacks and security breaches and that kind of thing, can just somebody who's already working in the community doing something else come and take some classes to become more well-versed?
Oh, certainly, certainly. And I, in fact, would highly recommend it, because there are certain things that no matter what we do, they're going to be here. This cyber crime issue is not going away. And for us all to be aware of cybersecurity issues would certainly help. And we've got basic introductory classes that someone can come in, sign up, and at least gain an understanding. Understand why their password number 15 doesn't work anymore and is not the best way to go.
Yeah, and Sherri, there's a specific class I can point people to that we developed just for that reason, called Security Awareness. I teach that class, and we focus on people that don't have any idea about how to keep themselves safe. What do I do about my passwords? Or I read these stories in the news, or how do I keep my computer safe and up to date? And there's so many terms that hit you, and if it's not your area, you may be and probably are an expert in something else, but you can't keep up with computers. It goes too fast, and the scams that steal people's money and their passwords, all of those things work so fast. But if you go in these classes, we give you very basic knowledge about how to keep yourself safe all throughout your life. Even though things will change, we give you some basics that you can follow, and immediately you can go home and start making changes to stay safer. That's Security Awareness. That's one of many classes, but it's introductory. You don't even have to be in the degree program. We built that for industry. They would send people here that needed to have basic training in security, and they don't have that training in their company. They said, hey, go get basic training in security. So Security Awareness is one thing I could
So
point
everything
people to.
from awareness to all the certifications, check out Pensacola State College. Enjoyed having you all, gentlemen. So with internet use increasing and so many computer hacking crimes in the news, it is very good to know that these programs in cybersecurity are available, and that Pensacola State College is graduating more and more experts working to help keep all of our information safer. You've been watching Pensacola State Today. Special thanks to our wonderful guests, Dr. Ed Meadows, William D. Kelly, Morris Buchanan, and Christopher Tenney. We appreciate them taking time out of their busy schedules to bring us up to speed on the latest at PSC. Be sure to join us for the next Pensacola State Today. Check local listings for times to get caught up on all of the great things happening at Pensacola State College.